even if the West enters finally a military action via a Kosovo scenario of not having a UN Security Council resolution, it nevertheless remains really important that it is preceded by a UN investigation, because if that points the figure definitively at the Assad regime, that is going to give much wider legitimacy and credibility to a subsequent intervention, even if it does not have a full Security Council blessing. You have to recall that the Iraq War, which is still fresh in everybody's minds, not only didn't have that last UN Security Council resolution, but it had not had a clear verdict from the UN weapons inspectors that there were indeed weapons of mass destruction. And that came to haunt and finally destroy much of the legitimacy of that mission. So it's very important to try and get that if possible. The meeting of Arab and Western military chiefs this week in Jordan is extremely important, but not so much because it's going to send a diplomatic signal to Assad, but because it's a chance to resolve a fundamental difference between the caution of the Americans and to some extent the British and the much more sort of gung-ho, lean-forward position of the French, the Saudis and the Qataris. The American military chief, Martin Dempsey, has been pretty forthcoming in public commentary about the difficulties of any successful limited military action, given the scale of Syrian air defenses and the historic experience that when you get into these things, they're a lot harder to get out of than get into. So, a very important outcome of the meeting would be that the different military chiefs come to a more unified view on what is possible and realistic.